welcome to the weekend edition of News with a Twist. I'm Peyton LoCicero.
And I'm Kenny Lopez. And Peyton, you know it's Bloody Mary Fest this weekend? Well, we're going to show you some of the coolest ones that you can try at the fest. But first, here are some of the stories making headlines this week.
The state of Louisiana has the largest economy in our history. It is growing at the 10th fastest rate in the nation, #1 in the Southeast. I know I've said this. No, it is absolutely true.
Last.
Go to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis from the Trump administration.
That hadn't been updated since 2012.
No, sir.
Ooh, that back and forth, back and forth. You know, early voting started today, and one of the hottest races is that for Louisiana governor. It's a runoff between incumbent John Bel Edwards and Republican candidate Eddie Rispone. And from the looks of their live debate earlier this week, and the only debate prior to the runoff election, it will be a fight to the very end. Early voting runs from today through next Saturday, and the runoff election is November 16th. Go out and vote.
Here's a look at drone footage shot this week at the Hard Rock collapse, showing the extent of the devastation.
It's horrible.
It's now been 3 weeks to the day since the fatal collapse, and the 2 bodies of the 3 workers killed are still under the rubble. The city of New Orleans says they are bringing in contractors to start working on removing those bodies, but they say that the process could take a while.
And before going to bed tonight, you got to pull a Cher and turn back down. You know that song?
I do.
We're falling back an hour. So enjoy that extra hour of sleep, but also remember with daylight savings time, it means that you're losing the sun an hour earlier too, so it gets darker earlier. The National Parent Teacher Association says daylight saving saves energy and cuts crime and keeps kids from having to commute to school in the dark. The more you know.
Yes.
And convicted drunk driver Tashanti Tony will spend the next 90 years in prison. He was sentenced this week from Criminal District Court Judge Lori White after pleading guilty to 2 counts of vehicular homicide.
Tony plowed into a group of bicyclists on Esplanade Avenue after last year's Endymion parade. The mother of one of the victims says she feels justice was served. District Attorney Leon Gonzalo says he's thankful more people weren't hurt in the crash.
It was only by the grace of God that more of these victims escaped with their lives. But for the ultimate loss of Miss Walls and Mr. Hines, the law was clear that a significant penalty must be incurred.
Now, Tashanti Tony has 30 days to appeal the sentence.
Every year, about 60 people die in Louisiana due to house fires and carbon monoxide poisoning. The state fire marshal wants to lower that number, so 300 alarms were donated to the state fire marshal by a company called Kidda. Kenny, you might be wondering now why they need so many. Well, that's because it's called Operation Save a Life. And so they go into people's homes and they install them. That way they make sure that everyone is safe and sound inside their own homes if you don't have one.
Good deal.
And the great thing about these is that they all come with a 10-year lithium battery that's pre-installed. And so the fire officials say that taking 5 extra seconds to check your alarms could be the difference between life or death.
Ooh.
The alarms that we recommend people buy, and of course the alarms that we put in people's homes, it lasts 10 years. You can't take the battery out, it's sealed in the detector, and it's really a worry-free operation, so you don't have to worry about, hey, is it time to change that battery? Is it been a year yet?
Operation Save a Life will be hitting the road in the near future to give out the smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors for free to residents who need one. So if you do need one, you can get in touch with your local fire department and get some information.
I need to do that. I haven't had my check in a while.
Please get yours checked.
Yes, I know. Now from smoke alarms to smoking hot, we're talking about pop star Justin Timberlake. He'll be filming a new movie right here in Hollywood South.
Oh.
We got to go try to be in it.
I know.
It's called Palmer. And get this, he's bringing sexy back to Louisiana for this role. It's a drama, a story of an ex-con returning home after a prison sentence. Now, Timberlake plays the leading role.
Really?
Filming is set to begin in early November, and producers of Palmer are the same ones that did Green Book, and that was also filmed here in Louisiana, and that went on to win Best Picture this year at the Oscars.
Who knew?
So maybe Justin for Best Actor, right?
All right, the State Department of Education says it's encouraged by the results of the latest national education assessments. Superintendent John White says Louisiana 8th graders led the nation in math improvement on the National Assessment of Education Progress. White also says the state ranks in the top 10 in all categories measured by the NAEP.
Cool.
And speaking of number one, looks like Drew Brees has met his match. His first match, that is, his first face match, that is.
Wow.
Jeremy Hull is Lafayette gym owner who looks a whole lot like Drew Brees.
He does, doesn't he?
Right? Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Drew met up with him and posted this picture. Met my lookalike in Lafayette. Not a bad resemblance. Ha. Hashtag #WhoDatNation.
So cool, and I heard that the guy even made the birthmark. Like, it took him a while to do the birthmark to get it on point. Pretty
Wow.
cool. At last, you can get your Popeyes fried chicken sandwich fixed tomorrow. You going?
I'm gonna go try it. I've gotta try it. I mean, why not?
Go early because there's gonna be a long line of people. But no need to rush in line, Popeye says, because the battered and breaded white meat filet topped with pickles is here to stay this time.
Oh.
They're saying they're not gonna sell out. Now, the craze around the sandwich started in a social media spat between Chick-fil-A and Popeyes over which one had the better sandwich. Popeyes, I'm Team Popeyes,
Really?
yeah.
Okay, well, I'm a sucker for Chick-fil-A.
Oh, you gotta try this one. Now, interesting how they are coming back on a Sunday though, because as you know, Chick-fil-A is
It's
always closed on
Oh,
Sundays.
well, that's interesting.
Genius marketing there from Popeyes.
Absolutely. And those were a look at your News with a Twist headlines. Get them anytime and anywhere you go on our WGNO News app.
I think you're gonna like it. It just
I'll
tastes
have
so
to try it.
southern.
Well, I don't know. I just love Chick-fil-A. You know?
Yeah.
But I'll try it.
It's good. Chick-fil-A is good, but once you try Popeyes, I don't know if you'll go back.
Okay.
We'll have to find out next week. And speaking of last week, do you remember we carved pumpkins right here on the show?
Oh, yeah.
Pumpkin carving competition, so much fun. Well, we asked all you viewers at home to vote for whose pumpkin you liked better. And the
Whose was
results
it?
are in.
Oh, I won! All right. Look at that. 82%. Sorry, Kenny.
A whopping 82% to my measly 18%.
Aw,
Peyton
you do get an
won
A for
with
effort.
her rock star. My winky face was getting no love.
Sorry.
So Peyton, I lost fair and square. What do I have to do? We had this little bet going. What do I gotta do?
We joked that you were going to dress up in the chicken costume, the spicy chicken sandwich costume.
I will do that and send you a picture.
Oh, gosh.
I will be the Popeyes sold out chicken sandwich.
Well, since it is November 2nd, that means that we are at the beginning of Movember and No Shave November. For the past few years, this movement has brought awareness to cancers that affect men and men's mental health.
Important cause, and each November, men let it grow. We're not talking about their chest hair, we're talking about their stash or a beard, and it's for charity and awareness. And we thought for the start of November, we would take a look at the top 5 manliest mustaches of all time.
Yes.
Let's check them out in tonight's Twist list. Here we go, starting off at number 5. The fictional news anchor is San Diego anchor Ron Burgundy. You know, stay classy, San Diego, with that stash.
Coming in fourth is Wyatt Earp, the 19th century lawman from Arizona who shot 3 people in OK Corral.
Okay, probably got dust in that one.
Yeah.
And in third, we've got baseball player and Hall of Famer who played for the A's, Raleigh Fingers. Look at that. That doesn't
Wow.
look real, does it?
Man. And second is Hollywood icon from Gone with the Wind, Clark Gable.
And a lot of ladies I know love that stash.
Yes.
Yeah. And coming in number 1, no surprise here, the best stash is Tom Selleck,
Yes.
Mr. Magna P.I. himself. And during the 80s, so many people grew mustaches because they wanted to be like Tom.
Okay, well,
It's a great stash.
I love him because he was in Friends. Remember, he dated Monica.
That's right.
So, I mean,
And he still had the
and
stash
he still
on
had
there?
the stash, yeah. For most of the episodes that I
Okay.
remember, he had the stash.
Okay.
And I mean, he was an icon in that.
So who is your favorite mustache then of all time if they're not on the list?
Okay, so
Let's see.
mine that's not on the list
Yeah.
is Hulk Hogan. It's so like iconic because you know, it's very stoic and
Yeah.
white.
Yeah, and it grew very nicely,
Yeah.
like it hung down
And
nicely.
It fit with his like meanness because it made him mean and.
If I was wrestling against him, I'd just pull it though, you know?
Yeah, who's yours?
I would say Burt Reynolds, classic 70s
Burt
stash. Also
Yeah.
liked Salvador Dali's, the thin, very thin.
Yeah, I
the
like that
artiste.
one.
He was an artiste. He had an artiste mustache, yeah.
Love it.
Love it. Okay. What kind of mustache should I get?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a straight one.
Just straight one. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're lucky you can't grow one.
No. Nope.
Mustaches are funny, and you know what else is funny? Memes, right? So every week our friends at Neutral Ground News, it's a satire publication. They make us funny memes, so let's check out a few. And this week's What Do You Meme? Okay, even though Halloween is over here in New Orleans, a sign like this isn't too strange. It reads, "Due to ghosts haunting our store, we can't use our computers or ovens. Please be patient as we wait for Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd to come." Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Yes, Ghostbusters indeed.
Well, the Ghostbusters won't be able to help you much with the cold temperatures, but check out this meme. It says, when you complain about the heat all year, then get super dramatic as soon as it drops below 75. Hey, we gotta act like it's winter here sometime.
Yeah, even in
right?
the 70s, yeah.
Time to get out those winter bomber jackets and Uggs.
I think it's so crazy when it's just like the slightest bit of cold and people are dressed like they're going skiing in
I'm
Antarctica.
guilty of that.
Are you?
Yes.
You're one of those girls?
I'm always cold, always cold.
Yeah. Okay. You need
I
to
know,
have a
I'm sorry.
permanent snuggie around you.
I do, or just like a big blanket. Yeah.
And speaking of heat, Peyton, the Saints and Tigers are both hot this
Yes, they
season
are.
with winning records. But this weekend, the Superdome, Death Valley, and a lot of man caves are going to be very quiet because LSU and the Saints have a bye week.
That's right. We wanted to know, what are you going to be doing to cope without football this weekend? What do you do? What do you do? You told us when you grabbed the mic.
I guess I'm just gonna have to get my nails done or my hair. I don't know. It's just gonna be so hard.
Maybe Gail Benson will have a party and invite everybody to come over and we could watch maybe last week's game all over again because it was so exciting.
I actually flew in from Bermuda. I live in Bermuda. I'm a Saints diehard fan, and I watched the game, and it's going to be very hard. I'm going to have to fly back to Bermuda. There's no LSU game or Saints game. They can rest and repair, and we're going all the way.
Probably watch a few Pelicans game. Rewatch some of the highlights. I'm a big Saints fan, so it's gonna be tough. But I'ma just ride past this week and get ready for the next week. You hear me? Who that?
Some fun answers there.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to pass the time?
I am going to relax and get ready for the Bama game because LSU plays Bama the following weekend.
Yeah, so get that energy vibe going.
Yes,
Yeah.
Relax, hang out, get ready, and gear up for Bama.
That's pretty good.
What are you going to do?
I'm probably just going to look at Drew Brees' Instagram, Thomas Morstead's Instagram, Teddy Bridgewater's Instagram, just like get my fix by looking at all their Instagram pages all weekend long. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. I wonder what they're going to do.
Rest.
They probably need it.
Rest,
Yeah.
Coming up, we got a crazy story about a blender and a woman's face and what happens when this appliance is thrown at her. It's our Womp Womp of the Week.
An inspiring story of an 8-year-old who beat cancer and never lost hope. Plus,
we have one of the coolest Bloody Marys. Our boy Danny from Oceana Grill is mixing up for us, and you can find it only at the Bloody Mary Fest. Peyton, besides happy hour, do you know what time it is?
what time is it?
It's time for our of the week.
A Cincinnati woman is suing McDonald's after a blender was thrown at her
Ouch.
and smacked her in the face. Brittany Price is hoping McDonald's will pay the price. She went through the drive-thru last month. Her order was wrong, so she went into the store. She waited for 25 minutes before demanding a refund. Brittany was caught on camera throwing food at the manager, and that's when things got even worse. The manager then threw a blender at Price. It shattered her cheekbone and her nose. So now McDonald's is investigating.
Oh my gosh, that's not a Big Mac, that's a Big Smack.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, yikes.
I think that the manager should not have taken matters into her own hands.
No.
You hear in the food and service industry, the customer's always right, even if they're wrong.
Yeah, that's really
She
true.
should have just given her some free Blizzards. Oh, no, that's Dairy Queen. Some free, whatever.
McFlurries.
McFlurries,
Right.
and just kind of,
But a blender? Why did she reach for a blender? Like, couldn't have been like a Big Mac or something else.
Like a
None
food
of-
fight would have been
Right.
better than an appliance fight.
Wow, that was crossing the line.
I bet you that manager is no longer going to be employed at McDonald's.
Or anywhere else.
Ouch. Did you see that bruise?
Yes, that was bad. And then it looked like she had like stitches and stuff. Ooh, that hurts.
That's why I don't go to McDonald's.
No. Yeah.
And sometimes kids can't surprise us because their determination and their strength to keep going is just invigorating.
Even when the odds were against them, this is a story of the journey for Avery's bravery.
I'm Avery Henry Alfordish, and I'm 8 years old.
To most people, Avery looks like a normal kid. Big smile, a lot of energy, and not a worry in the world. But a year ago, that was not the case.
Avery is one of my patients. He came to us, he had been having some issues with some of his physical fitness skills. His dad reported that he had trouble passing a swimming test about a month before I officially met him.
That's where the long journey for Avery began. Undergoing extensive tests, Dr. Volk found an aggressive tumor attached to Avery's brain.
It was scary and it was hard to go through.
But Avery is a tough kid.
We were able to get 99% of the tumor out. He did great. But he did develop those issues with talking and his coordination afterwards, to the point where he had to be admitted to the inpatient rehabilitation service at Children's Hospital afterwards.
Running into many issues, it wasn't clear if Avery would fully recover. But Avery surprised everyone by setting a goal that even his doctor was impressed and inspired by.
One day we were in there and they were starting to talk about the half marathon for the hospital. And he said he wanted to do it. And I told him, if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it with you.
Setting a goal and reaching it. This was only the first finish line that Avery and Dr. Volk crossed together. On August 7th, 2019, Avery rang the bell as a cancer-free patient. What's your favorite thing to do now that you have your strength back?
CrossFit.
What? You do CrossFit? Nuh-uh. Let me see those muscles. What? Man, look at that. That's a big muscle. That's true Avery bravery, right? Not losing faith and never giving up. Avery's message to other kids going through chemo and battling cancer.
It's not easy, but you can do it.
Avery's bravery. So Peyton, how are my muscles?
They're good, but you know what? Avery's are better.
Womp womp. No, Avery's an awesome kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Avery was so sweet. I mean, getting to tell his story was a true honor, and it was an inspiration because no matter what he went through, he was still determined to keep getting better, bigger, and stronger. So.
Yeah, such a great attitude.
I know.
Like you said, we can learn a lot from him.
Yeah,
Avery's
absolutely.
bravery. I'm going to get my muscles like you, boy.
Yeah, he's so sweet.
And because of Avery, he's a shining light, but there's nothing we love more than shining a spotlight on other people in our community doing good deeds, right?
That's absolutely right. And so we wanted to shine a light on those making a difference right here in Louisiana with our segment called 3 Cheers For.
And this week, our 3 cheers goes to Saints backup quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. Hip, hip, hooray! So Teddy is a winner, you know, and winning is what Teddy certainly did. While Drew Brees was out because of a thumb injury, Teddy stepped in and won 5 games for the Saints and our whole Who Dat Nation. Win after win, Teddy made us all proud and reminded everyone how great of a player he really is. Who Dat, Teddy? So if you know of anybody that deserves our 3 cheers, send us an email to twist@wgno.com. Hey, welcome back. We've got Danny Holsebeck Jr. He's a bartender from Oceana Grill, and all show long he's been mixing up some specialty Bloody Marys, one that he will be making at this year's Bloody Mary Fest, which if you missed today, you can still catch tomorrow from noon to 4:30 at Howlin' Wolf, right? And so tell us, what's in this Bloody Mary?
So we built this Bloody Mary with an Absolute Papar base for the spiciness of it. We then take that Absolute, we infuse it in this urn that you see here. You're very welcome.
There's a lot in there.
There is a lot in there. It's a lot of flavor built inside of this Bloody Mary. We then make our brine with olive juice, spicy green bean, peppercini, and typical zing zang. Put a little horseradish and Worcestershire in there as well. And then we top it with shrimp like you see here.
This is like the perfect combo of everything.
You gotta top it with shrimp. Want to cheers?
Yes.
It's a beautiful breakfast cocktail.
Cheers.
It really is.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, so now that we know what's in it,
Oops, lost my shrimp.
I heard that you have some trivia questions for us.
I do have some
And
for
Kenny
you.
and I love a good competition. So let's
All
see.
right,
go.
Let's see about these.
Bring it.
Where did the name Bloody Mary come from?
Halloween.
I was gonna say Queen of England.
Oh.
Queen Mary of England?
Oh.
Not Jesus' mom, Mary? I'm sure she liked them. Oh, no,
Yeah.
wait, she was a virgin.
Water to wine, water to wine.
She liked hers virgin.
Yeah.
We make this as well. Where did the drink originate from, the Bloody Mary?
I say Australia, because those Australians can drink. They can throw them back.
Well, we can too here in New Orleans. I'm gonna say New Orleans.
So there's two theories. One, it came from a bar in Paris during World War I. And two, a
interesting.
Broadway actor created the cocktail to create sobriety in his own life.
Okay.
Interesting. I want to see that Broadway show.
I know, right?
The Drunken Bloody Mary dance.
Yeah.
Last one.
Okay.
What day is National Bloody Mary Day?
Every day. Every day you need a Bloody Mary. So.
I say Sundays, because brunch, right?
Okay.
Fair enough. It's actually January 1st, National Hangover Day.
Oh, okay. That's a great thought because, you know, we all feel a little rough after.
And you'll need it on New Year's Day for sure.
Absolutely.
Those are some really good fun facts. I never
Yeah.
needed to know. Well, I did need to know. I just didn't know I needed to know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, this is great, and I know that this is why that you guys got first place last year.
Absolutely.
So don't forget to check them out tomorrow at the Bloody Mary Fest, and go and say hi, and then come see us because I'm going to be there for sure.
Yeah, they'll have plenty of creative Bloody Marys for you to drink.
All right. Thanks
Bars
for watching
closed.
us.
See ya. Bye. Thanks, Danny.
Thank y'all.
See you tomorrow.
From Oceana Grill. Thank you.